been talking about him for quite a bit. We have been very excited to welcome to our show celebrity chef Jon Ashton. You may have seen him in Parade magazine. Of course, he's done quite some traveling over the years as well. But what a treat to have you joining us as we get ready to celebrate Easter. And you have a great recipe to share with us. Good morning.
Good morning to you. It's so lovely to be here. Blessed technology that we can share this moment via miles away. I just love it. And for so long, I've wanted to come and see you. And now we're here together. It's brilliant. Isn't it marvelous? Can you feel the energy? I bet the viewers can feel our energy here. Easter's this weekend, and I want to show you a coconut cake. I love coconut cake. Now, you can see I'm animated. You want to see me on the dance floor? It's brilliant. I got thrown out of the line dancing too. I dance like a gorilla with a bunch of bananas. The first thing we want to do when we make a cake is cream the butter and sugar. So we've creamed the butter and sugar. I started that ahead of time. Now that's what we call creaming. Now when I do cooking segments, I try to relate to the person who doesn't know how to cook. So now that we've got that cream, I'm going to turn the mixer on low. We want the wet ingredients. Now for this cake, yellow cake has a lot of egg yolks in it. A white cake would normally have egg whites in it. So you'll notice with this cake, I've got in a Pyrex dish here, I've got 5 eggs and 1 egg yolk. That 1 egg yolk is going to add a nice fat to it. So when we first designed this cake, we wanted a cake that was light, really light. But when I've had, over the years, when I've had coconut cakes, sometimes it's too synthetic, the taste. When you have it, it's almost like got too much perfume, if that makes sense.
It does.
And coconut's got a lovely perfume. It's almost like, have you ever seen that when people go through duty free, they get a wee bit excited with the spray, don't they? And then you've got to sit next to them on the plane. You're like, oh, Jiminy. So I find the coconut extract does that. So how we combat that, the solution to that is we use Coco Lopez. Now, Coco Lopez is the stuff that you use in your drinks when you make a pina colada. So rather than using the coconut extract, so we're mixing the wet ingredients together. And this is the normal process. And then we're going to add some vanilla extract. So when you look at this recipe, you'll notice that there's no coconut extract in there, but we're getting all the coconut flavor. Because what we want is that nice serenading of coconut. Hello, darling.
Back to the dancing. I love it.
Oh, happy days, Jiminy Cricket. It's important to dance and laugh every single day on earth. Now we're going to start adding the wet ingredients to the bowl. I'm going to turn the speed up. I'm going to push that towards Mrs. Spielberg. She's on the camera today, Mrs. Spielberg, and she's doing a jolly good job. I'm just going to come down the side with the spatula. See the way I'm coming down the side? Just to get that excess butter and sugar off the sides. And now I'm turning it up. Now we're adding the wet ingredients to the mix, and we want to let this cream together. Whilst this is creaming together, ladies, I want to give you a tip. When we're making cake, we always use all-purpose flour. But instead of using all-purpose flour, if you choose cake flour, so I don't work for Pillsbury, this is what I'm showing you. If you choose cake flour, that's got a low protein. So whereas all-purpose flour has a high protein, protein gives you the structure, the chew. So by using cake flour, it's going to be a light and lovely cake. So I've got the dry ingredients. Whenever we're making cake, always sift your ingredients, because flour, when it's in a bag, it can capture moisture from the air because it's paper, and it can clump together. Yeah. So we've got the baking powder, the salt, and we've got the flour, and we're just going to sift that. And what that does is, sometimes with a cake, if you don't do that, see the way we've got all those little balls?
Yeah.
So what would happen is, if you didn't do that and you had the cake, you'd be taking a nice bite and you'd be saying, oh, Harold, he's done a great job. Ooh, what's that? If you don't have a sift, just use a whisk. You can use a whisk for that. So now we've got the dry ingredients. We're going to add them to the food process, to the mixer. When we add the ingredients to the mixer, The best way I found to do this is just to add it all at once. So I'm adding the dry ingredients to the mixer. I'm making a little bit of a mess, but I've only got 6 minutes. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. Whatever you do, don't turn your mixer on full speed straight away. Because if you turn the mixer on full speed, it's going to puff up and it'll all be in your hair.
I was going to say, it'd be good TV, though, John, if you just went ahead and just did it full blast.
It'll be like John in 40 years' time, all the wee grey hair. I'll be like a cross between Russell Crowe and George Clooney.
We take it.
That's our second George Clooney reference we've had today, John.
Is that
I love
right?
it.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic.
We'll call you.
When we make a cake, the common problem we have is it always domes, doesn't it? It gets that dome and you think, sausages. How am I going to get the frosting on the thing? So what we want to do, here's a tip for you. You can buy these baking straps. So you can get them, they're inexpensive. Now, I know for a lot of us, we can't afford things. And, if we can't afford it or get our hands on them, we can get them online. That helps it stop getting that hump on the top. It causes it's even cooking. If we use a lighter colored pan rather than a darker colored pan, that prevents the hump as well. If you haven't got baking strips, a bit of that kitchen towel and put it in some water and a bit of foil, just like that, and wrap it around. And what that does is the heat is cooking from the outside in. That helps prevent the cake from getting the hump on it because it's pushing it in. The baking powder, which starts to act at 120 Fahrenheit. I'm not saying I'm a scientist, but I just read that online.
I've never heard of those. Hey, just to let you know, John, we have a minute left.
Oh, sausages, Jimmy. I knew I was one of them talkers.
We love it.
Oh, I talked the leg off a donkey. Unbelievable. Another way we can do it is in a 9 by 13 tray. It takes about 30 to 35 minutes. Sometimes we don't have time to do it, one of them fancy cakes like the British Bake Off. So we just take the frosting and we just splurge it out. You can see that the frosting has just come. And this way is what I call family style. So the recipe on the website, it shows you both ways to make it. We've toasted the coconut. Another way you can do this is cake freezers for up to 3 months. Freeze it in a Ziploc bag and then just bring it out. If you don't want to fancy making it, just tear some pieces. The frosting's around the edge, the coconut's there. And when it comes to toasting the coconut, be careful because it can go from an Englishman, which is very white, to a Floridian, a Tampa Bay person in no time. Just sprinkle on the toasted coconut. And there you have a great Easter cake. How's that?
Oh.
That's awesome. We're officially out of time. We want you back every day. And certainly the recipe is going to be on our website, too, if anyone wants to get it. That looks fantastic.
Awesome to meet you. Let's do this again, okay, John?
Thanks, guys.
See you again soon. And, of course, for more details, just head to our website and for that recipe, too.